Look at that beautiful bloom, guys. It is one of hundreds and maybe thousands out here. Now, I haven't had a lot of time for videos lately, but today felt like a good day to highlight a very special plant to me. It's a plant that has definitely risen in favor as I've seen what it's truly capable of out here. Some of you may recognize it, some of you may not. For those of you who do not, this is Roselle, also known as Florida cranberry. And that's for a very good reason. This plant, amongst many other uses, serves as an excellent substitute for cranberries in regions where cranberries just can't grow. It's not cool enough, it's not wet enough. Cranberries require very particular conditions, and we don't quite have that here in central North Carolina, Zone 8A. But in these warmer zones, Zone 8 and above, you can definitely get away with Roselle. And not only does this make a great cranberry substitute, it has so many other uses in the kitchen because nearly every part of this plant is edible and useful. From salads to preserves, you could really use this for a lot. And I love that about plants. I really look to grow stuff that is multi-purpose. And not only that, I like to grow plants that are tough and adaptable and don't require a lot of care. And while I'll tell you, Roselle absolutely fills that niche out here in the farm. Take a look at how lush this hedgerow of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This must be about a dozen plants here. Now look at the rest of our annuals. Yeah, it's pretty deserted out here. And that's because I just haven't had the time this season to keep up with much of anything. It's been very busy and we're going to have some really cool updates in the future. But again, as you can tell, the rest of our annuals not looking so hot. We're still collecting a few peppers here and there and some Seminole pumpkins, but only the toughest of the tough survive out here under such neglect. No water, no care, no weeding, not much of anything. And yet look at back here. It looks like I've been meticulously caring after these plants, and I haven't. I've completely neglected these, and not only that, I've planted them in the worst parts of these rows here, and that's at the very end, where we have the poorest drainage, and as you can see even in other rows, plants do the worst at the ends here. It just doesn't drain well enough, the soil is too heavy here, and it's not really something I planned around. Again, I probably should have, but I didn't. And so my workaround originally, I speculated that, well, being a type of hibiscus, maybe Roselle would do at least okay back here. So we grew some pretty generic Roselle seeds last season, and I was blown away. This is basically what I saw. In fact, the plants might have been even bigger, but we still have some growing season left this year. But I just couldn't believe how big and how productive these plants were with very, very little care. Again, I'm not out here fertilizing and watering these plants. These are just at the end of the row, surviving, if not thriving, really, compared to everything else. These plants really do tolerate wet feet, and that's something I could say now from experience. If you're looking to grow this wonderful plant, you can absolutely put it in a part of your property that has worse drainage than everywhere else, and these plants will do great where all others fail. Because we did try tomatoes and eggplant and stuff back here. Some varieties did okay, most of them did not. Most of them really suffered back here, but not Roselle. Now, in particular, I do want to talk about the variety of Roselle that we are growing this year, because it is our second year growing it. And last year, we actually grew it by accident because I thought I was just growing a pretty normal variety of Roselle, which you can actually tell the normal Roselle have broader leaves than the one in front of us here. This one is distinguishable. And I noticed that last season because one of our plants had leaves like this, and one of them had broader leaves. Now, there was another difference. The broader leafed Roselle bloomed and fruited later into the season, maybe by a whole month, whereas this type was particularly precocious, and even this year we saw blooms, I want to say we saw our first ones as soon as late June going into July, which is absolutely nuts. But not only is it precocious, it is productive. Look at the amount of seed pods we have on all of these branches, on all of these plants, easily thousands or tens of thousands out here. It is absolutely bountiful. And those seed pods are primarily what you're using for those sauces and preserves. But before I get too sidetracked, I want to tell you the variety that we're growing. This is known as Thai Red Roselle. And I gotta say, at least in our area, we're in a warm climate and we have a long growing season, but even then we're not the longest. So traditional Roselle does produce, but it produces so late that you don't get a very large crop before you start experiencing issues with powdery mildew and pests and diseases because the plants don't like the cold. These plants, they really like the heat, the humidity, the moisture. They really kick off going into August and they grow like weeds. So now going into September and October, they are super productive. But if you can get a variety that starts producing, a month ahead of the others, so still while it is warm and those ideal conditions for this to grow and produce, well, you've really got a winner here. So Thai Red has done exactly that for us. We noticed that difference last season, and I didn't know exactly which variety it was. I kind of had to narrow it down online and figure out based on the characteristics that I saw. It was an earlier producing and ripening variety with thinner leaves, and well, other than that, it's about the same as any other Roselle. But people were really surprised last year when we were harvesting and selling these Roselle pods, a month in advance to anyone else. And we didn't do anything particularly special. We were just growing the right variety. So for our climate, and probably lots of other climates too, if you've been frustrated with these producing too late because they are daylight sensitive as well, give this variety a try. It is advanced compared to other Roselles, and here we are again in early October, and I can't believe the abundance that we are staring at in front of us here. This is an absolutely massive harvest that we will have to share with friends, family, and anyone who wants some. But great timing as well, because we're going to have a ton of these processed and ready for Thanksgiving, where I do use my same traditional cranberry sauce recipe. We like to put orange zest and orange juice and cinnamon in it. And in combination with the Roselle, just use it like a normal cranberry. It tastes almost identical. It looks almost identical. It just doesn't have the berries. It's more those seed pods. So texturally, it's a bit different. Taste-wise, it's almost spot on. It is absolutely crazy. And considering we're getting a really good harvest of orange quartz and kumquats and things this year, I might try and use some of our fresh citrus too. So I'm going to try and use as much as what we grew this year to make the cranberry sauce, and I think it's going to be really, really tasty. But really, Roselle has just really impressed me with how well it does out here. Again, it's one of those plants that is easy to take care of. It's very adaptable, and it thrives off neglect. It's, again, one of the last plants standing here and doing absolutely wonderful. This is a plant I'm going to continue to grow year after year, because even one of these produces all the seed pods you really need. So let alone a dozen, I mean, this is a lot. We're bringing this to the market for sure, because we cannot possibly eat this much Roselle. But I do know, and this could be a cultural thing too, some cultures do cook and eat the leaves. These are also great for salad greens too, and of course the pods. But I'm really excited too that we're filming today, because I don't normally capture this many blooms. That is the other aspect of this plant, is when it's blooming and the blooms are short-lived, it looks really pretty. It's a hibiscus after all, and I love the look of hibiscus, and this one especially has a tropical look. It is from a more tropical climate, which is why it's an annual here, but they just grow so fast and they're so productive. They do great in that regard, but they are really beautiful plants, and the pollinators love them. I mean, there are so many bees and butterflies on these things. It's just really cool to see this amount of abundance and see how healthy these plants are when otherwise I haven't been able to take care of much. So I just really want to talk to you guys about Roselle. Are any of you guys growing it? I'm curious. Please let me know in the comments your experiences. Maybe you've grown this particular cultivar variety yourself. I can highly recommend it. I haven't grown that many Roselle, but in our limited experience out here in the field, where a lot of plants can struggle in this poor drainage back here, Roselle has been a champion. So 2 years strong out here, and I am going to try growing it in different soil types and different conditions to kind of find out the limits of where we can get away with this plant. But I am curious to hear your guys' experience, and maybe you learned something new. Maybe you didn't know about Roselle, or maybe you didn't know about this specific variety, but I encourage you, it's a little late this year, but next year, absolutely give this a try. You could find the Thai red seeds readily online. All you have to do is look up Thai red Roselle, and you'll be able to find several retailers that will have these seeds in stock. But I can really recommend it. It's a beautiful, useful, adaptable plant, and that's exactly what you want, especially if you struggle with growing in certain areas or certain climates. You just have to find what works for you with very little care. This goes along the same lines as us growing figs, mulberries, elderberry, even the citrus. I mean, these are all tough plants that can handle a variety of conditions and, really thrive. So that's something I really look for, and something I've really been happy with the Thai red Roselle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and the beautiful views of all of these open hibiscus flowers in those bright red pods. Absolutely stunning. So can't wait to hear from you guys. And again, more updates coming in the future. It's going to be a kind of slow fall, but I've got a lot of really exciting stuff coming. It's just been very busy. So thank you guys for sticking around and coming back to each video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.